Really? Really? My video cuts out now at the start. There we go. I hate Elgato. Hey Brig, how's it going? I just saw your message. Sorry, I did a few things. Let me go. I'm gonna try running background music. Let me know how it goes. Also, I have disabled. I'm not using NVIDIA Broadcast right now. So, I think using NVIDIA Broadcast for both my mic and my video card, or my video feed, and whatever the streaming process is using the NVIDIA card as well. I think that might have been causing what sounded like distortion or hiccups or popping in yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream. So let me know how the audio levels are. If the audio sounds fine. I'm using directly my vanilla Blue Yeti speaker. It's not going through the NVIDIA broadcast program. I believe I disabled it. I also disabled ads on the Twitch side, so you shouldn't get any ads. Let me know if you get ads. Just turning them off for now. It's like I make like $13 maybe a week, maybe $2 a week. I don't know. So it's not really worth it right now. So we're going to try to see how that is. And there's no ads on the YouTube side, so that's always a plus. Right now, I'm looking for the game music. Let me know if that's too loud. There you go. Or if it's too low in volume. It's running right now. All right, cool. So you can hear the music okay? I know it's about to fade out to a different track. Oh, God. All right, cool. I'll wait to see like what YouTube flags it as. Like, hopefully they don't give me a copyright strike or anything. And it's just maybe like a copyright warning where they just mute the stream. So where we left off yesterday, PTCB, yeah, I understand. I really should be studying my Japanese too. Kind of want to play some Dead or Alive 2 with someone, but no one's on. I'm sorry for the constant yawning. I've just been having a rough day today. Just feeling tired. So I'm hoping that streaming will help get me going. It's like yesterday, I forgot where we left off. We were doing the camera stuff because we had, oh yes, now I remember. So let me just show you guys where we are right now. Looks like somebody's doing a raid. Is that the Godfather Dictator? Godfather Dictator with the raid. Where is Extra Dikaku? He's in the channel, please. Look at the channel, please. Thanks, welcome everyone to Godfather Stream. I know you're familiar from Each Guide in Black. What I'm doing right now is this is the card game state. What I'm doing right now is a dev stream for my card game.
I don't mean to trouble you.
For some reason, my thing itself is not 3D card for target. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't finished this part. I need to import a 3D card here. So, where we left off yesterday is that this is attack player with 3D card. Okay. Where we left off yesterday is we had a bug with the client side of attacking. I fixed that off stream. Today we're probably going to go through the battle system and create a battle state for the actual fight between cards, so that way they don't go all at the same time. Thanks, Richie. Thanks, Razzie. Good to see you guys. Glad you guys came over from the stream. Appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. If you give me a second, I can fix this stuff up, and then I can show you where the game's at right now. This goes here, and then like Aku! Let me just do like a R into that. All right, so now we should be able to compile it. There we go. All right, so. Aku! Let me know if that didn't go off. You guys should be playing it. I think it's just heavily delayed for my personal hearing. But let me know if those didn't go off for you guys. I'm also trying a new mic setup right now, so let me know if the mic gets crackly, poppy, or otherwise having issues. But yeah, this is the game. The top side's the server, the bottom side's the client. But it doesn't really matter. There's not really a server client specified, but it's peer-to-peer. Bring it closer, like that. Any better that way? Is that any better? We'll be lurking, bro. Got stuff to finish and need to cook dinner. Yeah, no problem, Godfather. You rest up. You had a long stream today. So now I have the host right here. I haven't gotten the AI coded up yet to work, but so we got the cards set up. So now the client should be able to attack now in phase. Yep, as you can see now we're going to counter attack phase, which we weren't doing yesterday. Now these guys should fight it out. Okay, this guy didn't come back. Let me see if use 400. So he didn't take any damage. Neither took damage. Okay, so why didn't any of the other took damage? Alright, well I guess I'll probably fix this while I do it. I think it's probably because I'm in the middle of doing something on this. So let's go to the event viewer. Event viewer. Let's see if I did. Yeah, this is why it broke. I didn't do the actual. I didn't finish this. Yeah, see, that's why it broke. So basically, my issue is when I'm doing a team attack, it's not coded right. So that's what I'm hoping to get done today, is to code the battle system for the team attack. And in order to do that, I need to recode how I'm doing card versus card and the logic for looping into each card. Pulling these, getting rid of these macros, basically. Let me see here. Play, join game. But this is the old system, so it should still function here. It can't handle tag team attacks. So if I set this up again. Phase, and then I attack with the client side in phase. Then we go over here and defend. And we look at the board. Let's look at the board. 400 versus 200, so the blue should win with 200 left over. And the yellow should get sent to the graveyard. Yeah. Yep, and he's not going to frozen state properly, which might be fixed when you get the battle state stuff done. But he is at 200 PP on the yellow guy went over to the graveyard, so we're doing good there. Now it's a matter of getting down here. So what I'm changing it to is I'm going to be making a branch here instead of using these macros. I'm going to use a branch here that's going to check to see, hey, do we have a team attack going on? If we have a team attack going on, then we're going to, because this one said like, hey, is there anyone defending? If not, go ahead and attack the player with the card array, and that might have to change itself too. I think this would technically work. This would technically work still, but I probably would pull it out to its own function, because I can't seem to like go inside macros and set a breakpoint. So right now, what I was saying, okay, let me see. I'm going to put a note here saying, is team attack? Is team attack? And then we're checking to say, here, is there a defender? And then, so we want to go through, if I don't want to do the team attack right now, so let's just say it's one thing. So we want to do false attack player with card, do the function that I'm doing now. So the card itself, we would get the, where's get 0? Do we have a get 0? We don't. Alright, so I need to do like a line this way to get a copy at item 0, pass that in there. So just attacking the player. Oh no, I wouldn't do this. This is what's happening up here. So like because the player directly being attacked, we're gonna get rid of this and do a call for attack player with card, and then we should be able to use this get command out of here, get copy 0, plug that in there. Let's do the player first, and then I'll move on to doing these other stuff. So we come in here to attack the player. The 3D card gets passed in. We find out who's attacking who. And it's just simple. We just pass in the single card over to which player gets damaged. So that's actually not too difficult. It's already set up for us. So that should be set. Okay. And then, so that one's done already. That was fast. But now we gotta do the card versus card battle. So are we doing a team attack? No. So we want to just do a single attack card versus card. Attack card with card. And that one we're going to have to update, and this is what we're going to carry over. So what I'm going to want to carry over is make an input in here, make another input. I don't know why whenever I make an input it goes to a different function. We'll just say the first one is the attacker, attacking card. The second one is defending card. And what we're going to want to do here I'm just checking right now. Actually, This should already be doable in here. I still would like to get some other stuff right on that one, but if that's the case, let me go ahead and just close this one and go to the event viewer again. Instead of attack card with card, we just say card versus card, character versus character battle. And in this case, we're going to bring the attacking card down, and defending card will get. I'll clean this all up later, but defending card will get over there. That should handle one-on-one battles perfectly fine, except for I think, except for changing their states. Yeah, okay. So we gotta do the changing of states. That's what, like, we're setting it to, we want to set it if attacker survived. If attacker survived. Attacker survived. True. Then attacker, we're going to want to take the attacker card. And we can take the attacker card and set it frozen. Set card frozen. I need owning placement. Placement. Get placement owner. Now I'm thinking about this. If we go over here, I feel like I should probably make this a boolean, and then just do the card play, get the card placement from the owner. It's fine. I don't care about it. Something to set up next time. All right. So then we have that was set card to frozen. Now right now, what we're gonna have to do is like get a battle state here and pull this one out. So we control, like, have the attacker attack the defender, have the defender attack the attacker. All right, so if the attacker survived, then set card to frozen. If false, if they didn't survive, then do another branch and see if the defender survived. Did defender survive? And then this over here. Did the defender survive? If the defender survived, we want them to set card active. I have to bring the card all the way over here. Set card active. And we'll be updating, because what's going to happen is it's not going to animate properly right now. It's not going to animate properly right now because I'm going to be setting it like 3 different animations at the same time on the same frame, and that's why we want to go ahead and create like some sort of like attack state system to state when like each card is ready to attack. So it plays out each animation at the right times, and we're going to be doing some pings on that. And when this is false, that means that the attacker didn't survive and the defender didn't survive, so we can just move on. All right. That's technically at this point we should be able to now. It should work with card versus card. So let's go give it a shot. Did my camera freeze again? I hate Elgato. Never buy Elgato products. The only thing I can recommend is their Stream Deck. Anything else, no. I hate them. Let me get my camera fixed. This might kill the stream because it's Elgato. Okay, there we go. Join the game on the client side. Okay, so let's place the card down again, end phase. Go place the opponent, end phase. And let's just do a quick check to see what we got here. We got 300 blue versus a 400 yellow. So in this case, the defender is going to win. Because the defender is going to win, the attacker should be sent to the graveyard, and the defender should be sent back to active state with 100 BP. So going to go to counterattack, or defense phase, basically. I mean to rename that. So, yeah, you see, you didn't see it like hit the enemy, but you can see that like, hey, it's now back to 100 BP and it's back in active state. So then let's go ahead and just end phase here. We have a 400 point card here. There's an end phase again. We're going to attack with the 400 this time. Go to counterattack phase. Defend with the 100, so the 100 should be killed, and then the 400 should be 300, and return back into frozen state because it's been killed off. Yeah, see, I don't know why it's resetting to active. It's not resetting back to frozen for some reason. Something else overriding that. I'm gonna have to check that later. I mean, I still can't use it. And it's set to active when I hit my turn, so. Since that's cleanup though, and everything else seems to be going fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go to, it goes back and then I guess it repeats back or something like that. We also need to check dueling, but I'm going to change this function from, let me get rid of the existing function I have called attack card with card array, modifier, attack player with card array modifier. I'm going to get rid of attack player with piercing 2. And I'm going to get rid of this wait for card to stop attacking 1 as well. You guys probably can't see this because my camera's in the way, but let me rename, let me get rid of attack player, no, attack card with card function. And then we're going to get ahead and rename the, was it board? There's that character versus character, right? Character. Versus, okay, so I can't find, where is this existing? Oh, it's in card interaction state. Oh, interesting. It's part of our function library. That seems like a good spot for it either way, but I'm gonna pull that out because I like this type of battle system. I want to be on the server side. So let's just copy the whole function, and then over here, I'm just gonna create a new one that is attack card with card. Oh, sorry, that's not adding a new one. Attack card with card. There we go. That's all. Because those are the only 2 ways you can attack right now. And let's paste that in. Where's the? There it is. Let's get that over. Oh nope, it's moving because of it. Let me undo that. have to add the do attack attacker, defender, defending card, do attacking card. And what we're going to want to do is jump to here. And can I? These don't exist anymore. Can I just call attacking card? It's like get attacking card. I think that's the same one. Like if I rename that one. If I rename that, does it change? Yes, okay. Good, so that's the right one. Let's get the defending card. Get defending card. And we can go ahead and you set it so that way each card attacks the other, but this is going to be in its own check. We're probably going to have to pull this out. I think the best option here is to only do the one attack right now, and then I do it twice. So you see how I'm dealing damage to card here. Let's remove that. Let's bring these two over here. That's the history battle, and I'm basically going to be, when it says talking card, it means the attacking card. Okay, and then this is the defending card again. Can I override? You can deal damage to card here. And deal damage to card. Can I override that value? This damage override comes all the way over here. Of course, takes damages on the card interaction as an interface. Okay. But it may say like 0. Alright, character. For now, we're just going to do character versus character. This is the library one I'm overwriting. Does this one have category default? Alright. I'd like to copy that. This was doing this because of over talking. So what we want to do is get defending card here, talking card, defending card, and then let me do go back and check that. Okay, so it's saying like, hey, if it's greater than 0 damage, Is it greater than 0 damage? No, it's 0 damage. So go ahead and grab the attack from the card. Okay, so that's safe to do. It's only if I'm doing that, so I can get rid of these for now. So you just want to do a single card versus another card. What I want to do is actually let's also add a damage override value, because that way I can override the damage when I come back. Because what's going to happen is going to have the defending card, the attacking card attack the defending card, and that will change the attack power of the defending card. So by doing a damage override in here and passing it through, I can go ahead and tell it to use like store the original data of it. And then we can basically like short end all of this. Move this over here. And then battle history is okay because it's doing it for both cards. It's only recording it the one time, I think. I think I duplicated it twice and flipped them. So let's do... Yeah, so we should be able to switch this out. Control, delete that. Go ahead and shrink that. Line that one up. This doesn't have to be down all the way down here. It can just be like here. Let's go ahead and duplicate the attacking card and the receiving card. And then the interaction receiving card gets put in. There we go. So we compile that. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. Have to duplicate them again over here. Like that. Like that. Okay, now we should be able to compile it. And we go back to the card game states event viewer. And with that, and move this down. That's the flater. Let's move this down. This is actually going to be flipped here anyways. So we got attack, card with card. going to take this. It's going to take the attacking card. It's going to take the defending card. Yeah. Do that twice. Actually duplicate that, run it twice. So you want each card to attack the other. In this case, the attacking card will be the defending card, and the defending card will be the attacking card. Let me create a temp variable for variable temp damage defender damage. That's going to be an integer. I'm going to set that value here. I want to set it here. The defender get card. Guess it's not there. What would you call it? Read interacting card data. Read interacting card data. Give me the current attack value. I'll wrap that over to and here's where we check to see did the attack. Oh no, we actually wanted this to switch because the defender is the attacker. Did the attacker survive? And did the defender survive? And then we go to the branch here. Now let me just do this. I'm going to do set card frozen and be like print string frozen. And this should be print string active. Let me undo the print command on this thing, wherever it may be. It's on one of these things. This is battle state. It's 101. Where's the battle state in here? Should be in the update area, I guess. Do a control F. Battle state. Let's set battle. Battle state. Get battle state. Here we go. This is it. We'll just skip over it because I don't need to see that right now. It floods the output. Thunder, how you doing, man? Kitchen Richie, if you're still there, let me know what let me know if you ever got those like channel point rewards, because I didn't hear them. I don't know why I didn't hear them, but I didn't hear them. This is one of those videos that has like double the length of time, just to make it not get tagged out. Doing good? That's great. Just here to lurk? Well, if I can remember how not to close a program. So we're redoing again for the fourth time? May third time technically, I think, the battle system. Which I think is much cleaner now. It's not there yet, but it's much cleaner now. Okay, let's throw a card in there, end phase. Let's throw a card in here, end phase. And then we look at each card. 200 versus 100. Okay, that's perfect. So in this case, the defender should die in the first round. So we gotta make sure that the blue one takes 100 damage. So end the phase, go to defense phase. Okay, I think it's at 100 now. Yep, okay. So that played out. Let's do the opposite and play it against another card. 400 here. End phase. This time the defender is going to win. And it should take 300 damage. Okay. See, this is why I can't ever. It seems like it gets worse and worse every round, but it looks like it took the it took the 300, took the 100 damage. So with that 100 damage, so now it has 300 damage. Just check a duel. Do you have a 300 card? I do not. Do I have something over here? I had a 400, and then I should have a 400 over here, I think. Yeah. 400. Let's place the 400 down here. What's this one? Take a look. I got lucky. There's a 300. There's a 300 card. End phase. And let's just check on the same side, though. So let's attack with the 300. End phase. And let's attack with the other one. These ones, they should both cancel out. No player has taken damage yet. Let's just attack the player here with the host. And you can see he took 400 damage because he had 400 BP. Let's go ahead and drop this card down. So this one should do 400 damage to her. We're not gonna stop because I don't have any piercing damage set up yet. Still not going to frozen state. I can't use it, but still not going. Still not leaving attack phase. So I think something else is causing that. I'll have to look into that later. But so far, so good. And it's not killing anything right now. It's still doing the same effective thing. It's not able to be used until you get back to your new phase. So that's progress. Let's go ahead and let's clean this up. I forgot to check to see if the frozen or the active are there. So what we want to do now. Bring these over here. Bring placement over here. I got the attack card twice. Okay. It would actually be easier if I do. No, okay. Let's do that. This is the attacker. Put that right here. And we go ahead and move this up. Let's move all of this to the side for now. Push this further out here just to get some room. Move this set piece right here. And then this can be right here. Move this over here. And drag this one right here. Okay. So, and technically, I'm going to need to do something similar to this logic, but as a for each loop next time, but for the player, like for the team attack stuff. So let's check the team attack stuff. I'm going to write it. It's going to be easier for me if I write it all out. If I write it all out, then let's do that. Then we can move this. Like that. There we go. Something like that. That's fine. Okay. We're going to be doing something similar to this, basically, for the... Let me fix this real quick. I gotta have things nice and organized. That's just my way. Let's do that. And then we stick that there. And delete this one off. This we can put up there. Here. There we go. Okay. Machino, okay. He's looking better there. All right. Okay, so we're going to do something similar with that with the for each here. Keep the power. Okay, so now in this case for the for each loop, we're going to basically be doing this and see who survives. But we have to change who survives. This half will change. but this half doesn't. So let's go ahead and do a defend. Okay, so we're going to take the defender damage. I'm going to need the card anyways over here. Bring the defender card over here. Okay, and then after we get what we're going to want to do here is do a branch. Grab the wrong thing. There we go. Branch. What we want to do is do a is it greater than 0? And if it's greater than 0, is defender card alive? Actually, just say defender alive. So if the defender is not alive, or the defender is alive, then we're going to do this stuff down here. Attack card with card. And then we're going to grab the attacking card, which is the current array element. And we're going to get the defending card over here too. Card. And then we're going to do the same thing again. Attack card with card. Actually, this part right here is just this. Yeah, no, but I want to send them to different spots. I want them to still be marked as attacking. So let's just start with that. All we care right here let's go over here. Defending card is going to attack the attacking card. And the attacking card is going to be the defending card. And we're going to want to get the defender damage. And here we're trying to find out, did the defender survive? I'm going to do a branch. Did defender survive? And if the defender survived, we're going to go ahead and start again, basically. But if the defender didn't survive, then we're going to go to actually, it is easier if I do attacker survived. It makes more sense. Did attacker survive? I'm trying to think here, because you could have the attacker survive If they survive, that means that they would go on. If not, then we go on to the next one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do attacker survive. Did attacker survive? In which case it's this one right here instead. And if the attacker survived, we want them to go ahead and attack player with card. But if the attacker didn't survive at all, we want to go ahead and go back to the next loop in the next loop over here. And then see if the defender's alive. If the defender's alive, we want to jump all the way over to this. Because if the defender's not alive, just have the card attack the player directly. And after the attack, the player set the card to frozen. Card to frozen. Set card frozen. I don't have the frozen 2. Of course. Why would it be that simple? We go over here and we're just going to go ahead and make a get placement owner. And then we're going to go ahead and set card frozen. That's not the right alignment. I want you to set the card frozen. Thank you. And then this goes here. Let's print the string. This time we'll say team attack frozen. Team attack frozen. Okay. If they completed that, branch. Is the defender alive? If they are, set card active. And then drag this one out of here. Owner. Getting obviously a little crowded in here, but I should be able to work with that. Could just do this. And move this down. Technically I should read that, but we'll move that down to here for now. Move this further. Do that. And pull this down to here. And that's fine. Let's bring this down to here. Actually, it's going to be easier if I do it this way. this one over to here. And then just make a new one here. Okay. There we go. And then I'll just copy the set card to active. Team attack active. Okay, I think we finally have this. I still need to go in here and start doing a battle phase system. So it's one card at a time showing that they're attacking instead of doing all at the same frame. Because my camera's fucked up again. Thanks, Elgato. NVIDIA broadcast full properties. Deactivate. Change camera. Elgato. Activate. Alright, there we go. So, damn, okay. That's expanded, definitely. What I want to do here is actually expand this down. Let's move this down here, like the very bottom, just to do a quick this we're going to delete. It's not going anywhere for now. I want to get this, and all of these. Something like that. 1, 2. And then move these. Oops. Undo that. Move these down to here. I don't think you can really move these anywhere. Well, that's a punch string, so that could... That'll be the best I can do. So let's see here. This gets here, so we can... Actually, let's move this over some more. This skid is here. That's fine. Of course, this is all the way over here. So probably want to build another select there. That should work. That should be fine. Down here is fine too. Skip 0. We can do this then. And then we can do this. Something like that. Going all the way up there. So let's move this one to here. just verify that that's on the same line. Yep. Okay. In this case, let's actually connect these two. That's fine. Go ahead and level off the playing field. And then match this one up. Do this. Level these off, 'cause I just need stuff to be looking nicer. The only difference we have is this Boolean check right here, this length. So in order for this stuff to make sense, to shift this over, it would have to be everything linked over here. Grab that. Shifting over this entire system right here. That. We're shifting it until there we go. Okay. Bring that down. Let's bring this one over. Okay. It's annoying that I can't like change the colors, but whatever. Tech player with card. Is there a defender? This might be over-engineered. Most likely it is. But I'd rather make sure we had the functionality first before I have to worry about you know, refactoring it. So looks like a big pile of spaghetti. Let's go ahead and try it out, shall we? Okay, play. In 1 second, guys. Trying to grab my YouTube link. I got people bugging me. Like the character art style. Yeah, no, it's my friend's. Let me get the link for you, Gitch. It's my friend's IP. He does a web comic. It's a webtoon. I'll put it in the chat. So you can read. He's finishing up the final volume right now. Actually, I think this is the... I don't know if this is the first one, or this is how far he is. It says it was last updated in 2017, but he's still working on the final volume right now. But this will give you an idea of where he's at. You can find more information about it. No, he's not commissioning the game. He's the guy who I used to work with. He was my partner when I had the fighting game I was working on. We were using his IP. And I just figured, you know, since the game is basically, it's a pro wrestling themed card game, fantasy pro wrestling themed card game, I can go ahead and create these really crazy, I'm free to create these really crazy characters, you know, that wouldn't inhabit the real world, like, or be in a fight, you would see in a fight, like a pirate versus a ninja. But you could be like, hey, it's the kayfabe pirate versus the kayfabe ninja, you know? So it gives me a lot of freedom to do that. And so I reached out to him to see if he wants to draw some artwork for some of the cards. Which right now I don't have any set. I have set cards that are backups and backups for another card. I have those all routed out. I just don't have names or characters to go with it right now. My focus is on trying to get the cards there first, or just trying to get the system working so you can play a whole game. Which after this, if this works properly, technically it should work. It'd be fully playable. I could finally start working on the abilities. There's just two things I would do to get you to that point. Or three things I would do probably. It would be to add another way to show you so you can see how many cards are in the opponent's hand, because there's some cards that have abilities based off of that, or how many cards are in your hand, and then it would show the opponents up here at the top. And so let's just check this out. So we got 300. Let's just try the singles first. Oh, I chose the same card. This is going to confuse me. Let me go ahead and kill it. I chose the same decks. Starter B. Okay. It's supposed to be Fantasy Faction Wrestling versus Fantasy Faction Wrestling. And this is his main villain, Slam. Alright, so let's just throw some cards in here. In phase. In phase. I just want to see if we can get to the point where team attacks and stuff are fine. Alright, so it's this player's turn. Let me go ahead and just boom him up so I can see. So we got 400 versus 400, 200 versus 400, and 300 versus 200. Alright, so these guys are going to die if we do that. But let's test this. Let's have the 400 face the 400. And we're going to have the 200 here. Let's have the 200 here attack first. But this guy's a backup. For a team attack. That's a team attack. And then we go ahead and go into defense phase. In defense phase, we're going to have this guy take on the 400. And this guy take on the 300. And I wish I could go this like frame by frame, but what should happen here is that the these should cancel each other out, and this one should beat the first one and then lose to the second one, and then the second one should attack the player for 100 damage. So she should have 29 total HP if this all worked out properly. So those should cancel out, which is true. And it didn't go through the player. Damn it. Is that, what's that player sitting at? Can't see actually. Yeah, it's very, okay, so this value was correct, but he didn't pierce through the opponent. Alright, so that might still be an issue. I can see that it's frozen here on the client side, but it's not frozen on the host side. So if I end phase, that's correct. I may not be multicasting it out properly. Well, let's attack. Let's attack with this player, and then defend with the 100. So this guy should fall to like 300, I think. 400, 100, 400. 100, 400, and then so the guy yellow should be going to 300. Server hits active. Neither of them go to active state though. But that's working. The only thing that's not working is piercing to the player. So let's go look at that code real quick. I mean, obviously I have the frozen and attack stuff also broken, but I'm just trying to figure this out. So let's we're gonna bring these down just a smidge, like that, and then bring these down just a smidge, just to get some more space in here. So first we got are there cards attacking? Yes. Is there a defender? Yes, because you're doing a team attack with the piercing. Oh, that's something we didn't check. No defense with the piercing, so we gotta double check that. But so is it a team attack? In the case we were doing it, it was. So it looks for the entire ring order right here. Current ring order. Goes here for the ring order. This would actually be easier if I go up this way. Yeah, feel free to reach out to him. Let me see if he's available right now. See if he's online. I just messaged him. He might join us in the chat. Let's see here. So we are a team attack, which means that we should be coming into this. And I can probably move this over like that. And then I can just feel a little better just having the nice arranged letters and stuff. So we get the defender's damage. The defender ran out okay, but we didn't, because the second player did it. So we went through the first one, We see an attack card with card. We don't care who survived, because both of these are supposed to do each other's thing. Did attacker survive? If the attacker survived, yes. Which they did. Attack player with cards should have been hit. So let me breakpoint there. Actually, let me toggle breakpoint there. And see where we're at. First, what we're going to do, we're going to check team attacking. Team attacking with without a defender, just to see what happens. Alright, let's join the match. And let's start placing cards down so I can test this out. I don't care what the cards are right now. Alright. Let's just attack with one team attack of 2 here. Let's attack, so 2, that's 1, let's do 1,000. So start with the 200. Go to the 400. And then do the 600. And you can see them both on both screens. You can see the numbers clearly. Obviously it's not 6,000. So we're going to end the attack phase setup. So this is, I think, 1,200 damage, 2,000 or 3,000, and not going to defend. All right, well that's busted. Right. Okay. Well, I can see where that happened. Now everything's busted, so it's not good. Because we said, is it a team attack? After we said if there's a defender. So we need another is team attack here. Or we need to switch these two up. So we check to see if there's a defender in both cases, whether there's a team attack. It would make it easier to move this stuff over here if I switch those two, but that's a huge move. Okay. I definitely want to switch these, so let me go ahead and just undo that. I'll undo this. Let's undo this part and undo this part. First, you want to compare, like, hey, is it a team attack? Let's move this over here somewhere. Let's move this over here. Are there cards attacking? Yes. False, we don't care about doing anything this round. Now these. Is there a defender? Okay, so we need a duplicate of this down like here. Let's move these over. Just want to get an idea of. We're going to probably be pushing that up, but I want to move slowly with this. My dog's taking up my entire leg room. Alright, is it a team attack? False. There's no team attack, but we want to check to see if there's a defender. So we want that to go there. And if there is not a defender, we want it to go attack the player directly. Let me check this address out real quick just to make sure. Yeah, the same link that I gave you is the same link he gave me. This canvas BAM list title thing. It's the same exact page. Okay. Okay, let's get back to this. All right. So we'll get to the defender card part thing here later. I'm also noticing an issue here. The defending cards here, this needs to be based off of the input here. So that could also be affecting things. Because it might be taking it off the wrong card. So don't want to make an array, dude. I appreciate you doing the effort. You want it to be the same ring number, basically. Okay, and then this, we'll just move this one list to the right. Let's just slide this down here. In reality, I can actually probably just link this too. Because we're just saying, go ahead and attack the player. And then this, we want to move there. And this, that's grabbing from the wrong git, basically. Okay, let's go up here. No, wait, which one is that grabbing from? That's the current select order. Let's read this thing right here. We already had the length there. All right, so yeah, I can just go ahead and move. Let's disconnect this. Disconnect this. And then drag the length down to here too. We'll just this. All right. Check that the length is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, check to see if there's only one. Oh, good. My dog's giving me my legroom back. Okay. Is there a defender? No. Then attack player with card. And this git right here. This length is no longer needed. We already checked it. This git right here is pulling from here. So let's go ahead and drag this one down to here. And we still need that, we need this piece down here. So attack players with card. And this also has to be, they have to be set to frozen. Set card to frozen. And I need to set the card, so. Oh, that's the defender. The attacker. Get the placement order. Get placement owner. Go. Okay, that gets that. Is there a defender from the team attack? So this should go all the way back up to here, basically. I just tell it to go to the is defender check twice. I could. Let's just do that for now. Let's bring this over here. Bring this over here. Alright, that looks nicer. Sorry guys, I was just checking my stuff. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm just taking the same thing twice because I'm like, hey, because this true should go here. What's this? This is the actual card battle. So if there's a defender here, it actually... Wait, yeah. Is it a team attack? No. And don't go back up there because that's team attack. So we want to come down here to this thing. This is the single card versus card. Check. Okay, and then up here, is there a defender against the team attack? If they're... These both actually should just... Yeah, check if there's a valid defender. If there's not a valid defender, we should still go there. Okay, yeah, so I can actually skip this whole is there a defender check. And go straight from is team attack over to here. Because the for each loop checks to see if there's a defender. Well, I have to add more to it, but it checks to see if there's a defender. I have to do the is defender check in here. And basically put all of this if there's a defender. So this is the if there is a defender. If there isn't a defender, we just is defender alive or is the defender card exist at all? And we just drag it down to here. So let's see here. We're gonna pull these guys right here. We're pulling these ones out. I might have to pull these ones too, but let's do that. Forgot one. Let's just do that to give us some room. And this. Something like that. I'll figure that part down later. I mean, I'm getting the same defending cards. So I can actually just go right into this. Break that sever. That basically fully separates out the bottom part, so that's good. No one said this was going to be easy, and my camera died again. I deactivate it. Can I just activate it again? No. Yeah. Activate. There we go. Let's see here. Okay, we want to do an is valid check here. It is valid. Check if it's valid. If it's valid, go ahead and get its damage. If it's not valid, just go ahead and skip to the dealing damage to the player. Something like that. Checking with the defending card. This could probably be moved further down here now, because we're checking this first. I just want to try seeing. That's fine. that. Well, actually, I need to do that part too. Let's just move this down. Let's just grab this while we're here. Let's grab this stuff. Now let's grab this stuff. It's just a fighting game playlist, basically. Let's leave it there. I can clean this up some from here. This stuff I can get in to like here. I can grab this here. Probably from, you know, we'll just say this right here. I'll clean that one up. Yeah, no, I agree. I can delete this. Let's just merge these, skip those lines. And in fact, I can just go ahead and do that. This one over here can just grab from this. Let me just pull these down to here. Oops. And pull this down to here. Pull this down to here. And then go ahead and just like even that out. Coincidentally, I can also switch it. Just switch these two all together since I don't need the defender up here. So if I put the attacker over the defender instead. So like I basically do this. Then I don't need to, I could have these all be down here. So that will, let's bring that down. This isn't lined up yet. So let's line that one up. Line that up. Let's just make this all flat. This attacker survived. Bool doesn't have to be here. This print string bool is going to be deleted anyways later, so I don't need to worry about that. Let's put that down here too, which works out nicely. Let's bring this down. Let's try to bring this down. Can we bring this down to here? We can. And we can just sort of like do that. Which means I could probably bring it over to here and finagle it to be like here. Can I just do this? No, I don't want to do that. It's blocking it. So with that, I can just do this, delete this, and that's fine as is. I can bring this over if I want to, and then bring this over if I want to. Here. Well, that's going to be shifted over, so I'll put it right here for now. Any schoolgirls, but there were some. Yeah, no, there were. I really didn't. I sadly didn't get into it. I'm not a tag player. I wish I was, but I just can't deal with it. Okay, so let's start by shifting these down. Shifting the ones that are down here, and then we'll figure out from there where things need to go.
Will everybody stand?
So this goes down.
Yeah.
That's even. go. And this right here, I'm just going to put down to here. Let's do this. Oops. That works out. That works out for now. See, I can't hear the sound alerts anymore, and my camera died again. Flair, how you doing? Let me know if you heard the sound alert. Because I can't, I'm not hearing it go off. I hear when like the raid happens, that's it.
With everybody saying,
I'm seeing the sound alert play
yeah.
in the thing. Oh, you know what? Because I don't have sound alerts. Okay, let me, hold on 1 second. I think I disabled them because I was doing the blind thing. That's why. I was doing a blind Samurai Jack run and I didn't want them to distract my hearing. Sound alerts are set to monitor off. And I'll just do monitor and output. So now if you do it again, I should be able to hear it.
With everybody
Yeah,
saying,
now I can hear it. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you helping test that out. Oh, we got a mess in our hands right now. It's getting there, though. It's getting there. Okay. So these are all down. These are more or less in line right now. Let's go ahead and pull this in. This, let's move this over first. I wouldn't mind that. Let me just do that. And then I can just move this over like that. And then we have, this is the attacking card. Bring that down. There's one right there. I'm gonna want to bring this down, at least to that level. This is not right. That's fine. There we go. Let's move this over for now. Right there. This is not valid as skipping this, so it's going to go underneath it. Something like that. You want to go ahead and... How's your day going, Clear? Get the is set part here. Come down here, we get the is greater than 0. Actually, this branch here should also be checking to see if it's valid, if it's greater than 0. That should be, so I made 140 in 33 hours of product testing. Oh, hell yeah. Money, money. All right, let me move this over here. I should also do a double check to make sure it's not in the graveyard already. So, B, branch. I think this might be overkill, but I'd rather have overkill right now than underkill. So we do the defending card. Actually, I have it right here. You say in graveyard. Like that. Shift that there. That's fine. This. Something like that. This would probably be easier if I take it up instead of down. trying very hard just to get the... There we go. This is the defending card. Oh, that's a little overkill. That's fine. We need that defending card there. I mean, we don't really need it, but let's put it like here. We can bring this down here so it's not cluttered. This is all the defending cards, so let's see here. There, that at least makes it look like it's the same card, same line. Defender damage. Let's bring this to this. This is too big anyways. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Then connect this over to here. Make this look all pretty. So theoretically, can you show me your debug workflow for CCG Toolkit? Oh, hey, Volante. Yeah, I remember you needed help. Give me 1 second to check out this system first, and then I'll be able to try showing you that if everything's looking like it's in better condition. Yeah, I'll show you that in 1 second. I think most of this that I have is set. I know that, dude. I've been working on this for 2 months. I thought it was going to be just as easy. You're trying to get to the point where you're seeing your cards, right? Like you can see here. Here's my cards. Like all my card data is there, and I have each of my sets here. Where the empty one that it lists first is all, basically, it's all the sets, and then you have each set here individually. Yeah. I'll show you in a second. Let me just test out one of my features that I just did, and I'll help you out with that. You can see my game's a little abnormal. So what I've done on mine, I have an attack and defense phase, and then I have to have the game play out the battles based on what the attack setup and the defense setup were. So in my case, let me go ahead and fill up my space. All the cards are here. I just don't have artwork for each card. So I have 3 things here. I got a 200, 200, and 400, and I got 200, 400, 1000. Okay, so this is 800 total damage if I attack. So let me go ahead and attack. First, let me try attacking with just a single team attack of 3. This will be a total of 800 damage. End phase. Go over to the defense side. And this guy should lose 800 health. Yes, okay. It didn't animate properly because I don't have a state-based system for it yet, but that's what I needed to know. And they went to frozen. That's great. Let me just check the other player. is going to do a lot of damage. In phase, this guy can't defend with anything. So he should take, oof, that's a lot of damage. 1600 damage, it's more than half her life in one hit. And they all went to frozen. Hey, yeah, that's working now. Great. So that's 1 plus. All right, so now let's try, we have to end the phase here to reset them. We'll try attacking these guys. God, 1000. It's going to wipe out everyone. So let's do a 400 first, and then we'll have the 1000 second. You see, my hit detection for the mouse, I don't know why, like it's really weird. Like it doesn't recognize I need to go here or here. It's like I have to touch it just right, like that. So this does a total of 1600 damage, and then we're gonna go. Okay, we're attacking with 1600 damage. This guy's like, I'm gonna die. The best thing I could do is like take down and survive if I defend against these guys with this 400. Yeah, because if I take the 200, she's gonna die. So to do the 400 here, I need to raise these up and raise the attacks up so they go above these cards here. So I'm playing it all out at once, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so it's still broken. All right, so defending against the team attack is still broken. I'm gonna have to look into that. I wanted to put a breakpoint. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through that later, but before I get back into the weeds of this, let me go to the deck builder. So first, I think it would be the deck builder is what you want to go to, Christopher. Blueprints, widgets because it's UI, menu, and main menu is not where you need to go. You're trying to find the deck builder itself. Here, deck builder folder. And this is where I would first, because this is what you see. You want to see your cards here. So when I'm looking at this, I go to the event graph, which is right here. There's nothing in the event graph. Okay, so that means that nothing's getting called. Event construct. There we go. Here's all the functions for the event graph. With deck list, generate pre-built developer decks, get custom deck lists, get deck builder requisites. This is search bar. That's setting the current page. So I was like, okay, well, let's start here. Move the card pages left and right. Collect cards the user wants to display and update. Yeah, collect card library. So because this is the selected card set from the UI. That's that little tab, right? Oh, sorry. Thank you. It keeps freezing. Elgato. Never buy any Elgato. It's a bane of my existence. This $250 face cam has been shit the entire time. But I don't have the money to buy an actual good $250 camera. And I gave away the old camera, so I'm screwed with this for now. So first I'll go to collect card library right here. And see this right here. So I have a bunch of personal stuff. I had changed my cards. I had changed the card struct. So like you have these booleans here, which basically are saying like, hey, do I want to include a card that has this property? So this would be the first area to check to see that every single like boolean here for property matches up. So see what it says, filter included cards. If one of these is marked false or missing, it's probably going to not show it in the filter. So you can see here like include rarities of D, include rarities of C, rarity B. If I go to the thing here, you can see here like my default value is checked. So I have everything checked by default. All my properties here. I had to make some of my own because I have that blue card, the yellow card, and then the attacking effect card, and then a counter defense effect card. So that's what my classes are. Class blue, class yellow, class effect, attack, class effect, counter. The rarities, I changed this way that he sorted rarities, just renamed them because I'm using DCBAS. And then unlocked, I kept. Special, I kept. Include undeckable cards, I kept. My card types, I made out each one because I added additional ones. So type character, no ability, type characters. These aren't the actual enums. This is just the boolean that says display these if you have them. So then you want to go, once you have all of that linked up to this filter included cards, then you have to go into this filter included cards, which basically takes in the array and does a for each for every single card in the array, based off of the name of the card. And so like here I'm basically like link it up to the validate card through filter part. And this is the important one. Like basically you set up all those validation checks in this one, and then you're going backwards up the function tree to get those booleans to set in here. Because if you default them here, it's gonna like default them to false. And so like you can mark them all checkbox, I guess, but just to keep them all in there. So then I scroll back up, did filter included cards, and then in filter included cards, I don't know where I am right now. Oh, I'm back in the validate. Yeah, I went filter card array by name. These are all in the array filters function library, by the way. That's my why. In the deck builder has the filter included cards called. The card library array to only display. I'm gonna remove this typo. And I have I actually tried booting it up. I have a clean version of the engine, like I haven't touched it engine, so I can try showing it to you from that. It would also help me piece it together. So while that boots up, yeah, I know. I had to find out myself, and sadly, the guy who runs it like doesn't really give help for anything. The guy who owns the software, it's sad because I mean I was like looking for like tutorial videos on YouTube, and I just had to like start piecing together. Okay, what's the issue? Why am I getting this issue? And then just trying to double back and work backwards, reverse engineer basically. So this validate to card filter, this is the thing that actually controls whether something is going to show up or not. So you can see here, it says basically like, hey, this classic C blue, right? Character blue. C stands for character card. So I have a blue faction called characters. So you can see here, you can highlight over top, hover over top of it, and it will show you a line, and it'll show you what the line is so you can see it. But I basically have this coming down here, and then this is going to this select statement, which says like, hey, it's starting off by saying get the card's struct data. Basically, get the data from the Excel sheet. I'll give you the card's name, and I'll give you the card set. So go look in the card set for the card's name. You can even open it up here. This is the big one. I'll get to this in a second, because just trust that this is working. Because this is the big one. Let's go back to deck builder, because I don't want to start going everywhere. So I'll just explain this one first. So deck builder filter. Okay, so it's in the array filters function library. It's temp included, validate card through filters. There we go. Validate card through filter. It says go grab the card and get its struct data for that card from that set. And then here you have all this data from your Excel sheet, because the struct is the Excel sheet, is the data as it is in the Excel sheet. So like if you're ever like in the middle of your logic checks, if you're calling the struct, you're saying call from the what it starts off as. Not like if it's been altered its attack or HP values, not its current state, but the initial state of the card. So you can see here, I have a select statement for say filter card class. So I said, hey, the structure will give it an integer or an enum that will say which class it is. And so basically like, hey, am I allowing this say for example this card, let me bring up the deck here too, just so I can show you the deck comparison. And if I'm speaking too fast, just let me know. So here's a character blue. Here's character blue set, right? So I have this character blue set here. It'll take the first card here. And we can see the class is character blue, right? So we go to the array filters. It will tell it like, hey, you're enum character blue. Okay, character blue is marked whatever this thing says, which by default is true because we're going back up to the other functions. And because it's true, go ahead and include it. So keep moving forward. But if any of these branches fail, you get kicked out. It says remove the entire card altogether. Don't bother showing this card or this information or loading this card because we're not sorting because of this. So then I did the character blue filter class, and then I have the card type, and my type is basically my attack type. I have each of my cards are set up to do different types of attacks. Either it has an ability, it's an effect card, it's a square, triangle, or circle card. And so if it's set to none, then don't show it. Like none basically don't show it, because none says, hey, don't. This is marked false. So if it's set to none, then don't show it. So we go to the filter card type. That pulls in the booleans from all of this validate card through filter type thing. I mean, theoretically, you can also just unplug these and just mark these as true. Like, you don't have to do all the importing of all these values, but this just as an example, you can do that. Like, disconnecting these booleans and setting them true or to true will do the same effect. And then so that's all this is doing, is it's saying like, hey, yo, go ahead and report back if the current selected type. So this card right here is a circle ability. So because circle is marked true, then go ahead and move forward. If it came up as the none ability or anything in there where I have set to mark to false, don't show it in the deck builder, it's going to kick it out. Once it gets done with type, it goes to my rarity check. It checks to see like what rarities it marked as, and I show these rarities. And I think this is used also for like when you're running the deck builder, like this. When you're running the deck builder, you'll have access, like see this filter by name or filters thing. This is the Boolean checks that you're linking to. So in the UI, when these get check marked, they will automatically and you can see I haven't updated them, but they will automatically update those Boolean checks. So this is why all those Booleans exist, is so the user can decide to say, show card types that are hero, or don't show them, and that will decide to say whether it's going to be showing that card in this array. That's why all these Booleans exist. These are tied to the UI. These Boolean triggers. And then, so it gets to the rarity, and then I'm saying like, check to see if there's ability only cards, filter only like ability cards, but like, I don't care. You can see it's marked false regardless. If all it's doing here is saying, hey, is there an ability? And I figure I'll get to this later because my cards don't have abilities yet. I'm not ready to do abilities. I've done a few, but then I had to erase my effort because I had to change all my logic. And it's easier to set them up when I get my logic changed. So then you have the branch here. So this goes to false, so it just moves forward over to filter unlocked only cards. So if the card is marked as unlocked, filter unlocked only cards means show only the cards that have been unlocked. So if they're marked as true that they've been unlocked, then go ahead and show them. If they are marked as false that they have not been unlocked, then go ahead and don't show the card. And then include undeckable cards. I have no idea what this. I think this is one of the default bools. I think it's probably one of the default things. I haven't really used it yet. See, undeckable right here. Include undeckable cards. I have no idea what undeckable means, so I haven't gone around to fixing that. But I kept it in there because it defaults to true. Filter special only cards. I think these are for cards that are like if you have like a special effect, or you want, or they're special. You determine that they are special cards. It's the same thing. They're going to have a Boolean check for special only. See. And then it passes out finally to the return node where it says it's been valid. However, it says that the card is valid, whereas anything that gets kicked out that says, "Hey, don't show this card in the deck filter," do that. So that will handle showing that up if your sets are right, because I told you there was a set thing you have to do too, right? So it's not this spot, it's this spot. This thing was the biggest confusing thing for me in this system. Because as you can see, like, this is where he had the sets. So I had blue set, yellow set, attack set, counter set. So what's going on here is it's saying, okay, define me all the sets to display in the tabs up here. At the top of this screen right here. And it says based on which card set is set in the enum for card set enum. So we can go over here to click card data. You can right click card set data here, and it should come up with like a, well, I guess it's not coming up with it for some reason. Let me go here. Okay. So card set data, I don't know where it is right now. Let's go over here. So you have this card set data. Let me see here. Set data. Looking for an enum. These are things that have the card set data. Is it not? Okay, let me find it in a blueprint, not an array filter, real quick. Crap. Alright, there we go. Set card data. There we go. That's the card set. Okay, we need the cards. Okay, I think I have it labeled card set data, but it's actually just card set. Take care, Kitch. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see here. So let's look for card set. I think that's in the. That's going to be on my folders. Okay, this blueprints. It'll be an enum. There we go. Card set. So in the enums folder, card set enum. You open that up. This is your list of sets. The empty isn't really empty. It's more like it should be all. Like I could rename it, but I don't want to risk breaking everything. So the first one is all, and the reason why it's all is if you go back to this function here, you have switch on card set enum. So when it's empty, it by default this is how he has it set up. It says, okay, when you're at empty, go get the first data table that we have in here. And this is why he has this up here, this get card data node preview. You call this when you want it to look for a card in the set, and then you say get data table row here, and then you got this stuff here where you can select which data table you made for this element. So in this case, I made the blue element. So this is my characters for my blue element. Let me see here. Yeah, get character, DT character blue set, right? So my blue goes here, and then if it, my empty goes here, and if the row is found, it says, okay, go ahead and add it to my blue set. And then go ahead and move on to the next card, basically. It's going to go through the next card in the list. This is a for loop inside of a function. A for loop is calling this inside of a function. But empty is going to be looking, since empty is looking for every card, it's going to be checking here. All right, is that card in the first category, in the first set? No, it's not. Okay, then check to see if it's in the second set. No, it's not there. Then check to see if it's in the third set. No, it's not there. Then check to see if it's in the fourth set. No, it's not there. All right, add it to the all the empty catalog. Like we don't know where this set is. And then we go to print string here, and I'm trying to remember what. Yeah, because I think whatever's calling this for loop is going to be doing an all check. Maybe that's where all empty says like, hey, I didn't find the card, basically. And it's stored in temporary card set. And then it print strings. So then, so empty is basically set up to go through the same thing. Like from the start, it's meant to go through all of them. But basically, all of these are going to go through the whole sets if you call a specific name. If they're named the same thing, then they're going to be checking whichever one comes first. But, you know, you basically do the same thing. You say you go through each of these sets, you make the get data table row, and then that will go to its set, temp card set, and then it gets passed over to there. And because temp card set is actually being set here, it's going to be called down here when it sees this out row. Out row means it found the card, or whatever row it found out. So you're setting the temp card set here, and then it's saying like, hey, what row ID is it? Is it row 0, row 3, row 5? Is it the 5th card, the 7th card? It gets down to here and says like, hey, temp card set says it's the blue, it's whatever blue set is. So then it grabs blue and says it's the 5th card. It's just whatever this card object is, return this structure. The out row is the structure from the card that it found, basically. So yeah, so like that's why I was saying earlier that the empty set, the one that says empty set, is actually an example set. From what I remember, let me. I don't have it up right now. Let me actually give me a second here, and I'll try going to the same place. This is the deck builder, I believe. Deck function library. Okay. Go over here, menu, function libraries. Deck function library. Let me open this one up. Okay. And my camera froze up again. Because of course that did. Activate. I'll update this. Which one is it? It's one of these that's using the window capture 2 or 3. It's probably this. Yeah, it has to be this window capture 2. Unreal Editor. Okay, yeah. Properties. Change this over to this one. So this is CCG Toolkit. This is the default. You can see here as a default, this empty set just says like, hey, if the card set I selected is marked as empty set, then just go in and just straight like add it to the empty set. But basically, like you can see his first one, he has the empty going in here. If it doesn't find the row, it comes into here to check the next set. If it finds the set, it sets that set. It sets the temp card set to that set, and it passes it back out. You also notice his empty set here isn't marked, so that's because if you wanted to like add a new like set, if there's a new set to your stuff here, like in your case, you had that I think Moo one. You would make this. You would drop this down here. You would have the Moo set like come from here down to this get card data set, and empty is basically like we're expecting a card, but we can't find the set. We can't find the set to go with it. Because we can't find the set that it exists at, like it doesn't put it in anything. Like, right, yeah. So you go in here and you basically just imitate the same thing. And at that point, I think at that point, if you have all your sets in here in a chain, like I had on my other one, switch back over to my modified one. That should have been changed. Flash. I must have changed the wrong one. I did. Okay. No. Okay. Whatever. So once you get all your sets here, this will like let it find the actual cards in the set. Because like my DT blue here, it says look for blue 001. And for me, I will change this later, but like you can't have cards be different. Like the card names have to be unique across all things. So that's the other important thing. This thing took me like a week to figure out. This spot right here. I was like all over the place with this one. And you can see here, here's where it says like, hey, in name, like get the card name in the format of this, format the text. So failed to get card name row. And then you have the result printing off to this print string because it says, hey, I couldn't find the row at all. This is what's printing that off. And it says, hey, no, pre-built decks may not have been generated. Open the main menu to generate the decks. Yeah, you're getting that right here. Because it's going through this right now. And it's saying like, hey, I couldn't find the row in any of the sets you told me to check for. So that's why you want to come in here. You want to add a, first you want to go to the card set enum file in the enums section. It's in here in gameplay enums. This is where you want to get card set. Yeah. So we want it first you want to update the card set enum to state which card sets you want to show on the deck builder or whatever. And then once you have that, you want to go to the deck. What is this? It's the deck function library. That's this part right here. So that's what this part is right here. This how do I connect the card set enum? Yeah. So you would basically say like, I don't want to fuck with my shit. But let's say I had a I'm going to delete this here at the bottom, right? Let's say I needed to install my counter card set, right? Actually, give me a second here. Yeah, let me delete these. Let me delete these two, and this is basically what would be the thing, right? So let's say I forgot to get my counter set in here. So let's go ahead and duplicate this object here, right here. And we set it up the same way. So then we drag the count. This is from the card set enum sheet. We say if it registers as counter, which my counter DT table, you know, it's basically like, hey, this is where it links up. So like you have the enum here, counter's been added to the enum, and then you go back to the deck filter library. So we drag this over to get card data, and then in this card set drop, or no, wait, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong file. You want get data table row, so right click it. You can't see the menu, but get data table row. Get data table row none here, right? And so with data table row, you can connect the counter to say, hey, if it's the counter set, go ahead and click this and then select the table. So in my case, it would be DT effect gray set. I know you probably can't see the UI for me typing it out, but yeah, you basically like, this is where you're linking it to that sheet. You're saying counter is going to mean, if it's the counter set, it means this specific data row. And get data table row. Once again, just to show you, because you don't want to search with the DT stuff, but get data table row. You're not able to see it right now, but it comes up with options. And so you want get utilities, get data table row. And then you see it comes up with a select asset here. So we go over here, we drag the counter over here, and I'm just basically batching what's going on with the ones above these. And then at this point, I would just grab this thing and go to row name to match it with that. I would say this row not found goes over to here. And then the out here goes here. And then row found will go down to this empty, or no, actually, I want to set temp card set, add that in here. Row found, and say it's counter. And then I'm going to just drag this up here so that way it passes through the return node. And then if row is not found, we go down to the empty set. Say like we couldn't find it. Because at this point is where it's printing off. It says, hey, we couldn't find the name of that card in any of the sets. Oh, and this is where, again, like you just click this down arrow. You can also, I can go over here to the folder here, right? And go to my card set for my counter cards, which are this one right here, purple set. And then click this little like arrow symbol. It says use asset browser selection. Since my purple set's in my current selected browser, I hit that button, it automatically puts it in there. You can also hit the search one to browse for it in here. So if this is all set up properly, you don't have the out going to the same set over here. If this is all set up properly, you should see it. Then it basically focuses on the filter stuff. Then it goes through this filter stuff, basically. It says, hey, should I show this card when the tab is shown? If you don't see any cards, in your deck builder, when you're looking at the set here, it means that you have the set set up properly. It's like expecting something to be in there, but they're being filtered out, typically. If they're all broken and stuff, then that means it's something with the data sheet. Damn it! I hate when I do that. And my camera's a piece of shit again. It's a pain in the ass. So in the sheets themselves, this would be all this stuff controls is the name is important, which I forget how it's getting that name. We can go look right here, then deck filter thing. So it's get card data function. Get card data function, and then we go to get card data here, so we can see what everything is calling get card data. So here's verifying card placement. It's going to check to see if it's going to get the card name and the card set that you chose, and try to find it. This find in blueprints will search across all your blueprints entirely, whereas like you're on the blueprint, this part right here will only search this current blueprint. This has been set. That I've done. No, but let me undo that. To do have counter attack defense phase equal show as active. So I still need to figure that one out. I have 5 unsaved documents. Let me quickly do a quick save. So yeah, if you're still having issues after that point, let me know. Attack cards, attack effects, counter effects. Let me go back to the card game state. So my card game state is, I think I'm going to have to start creating that enum now. Do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. Let's bring this over here. If you have any other questions, if you narrowed it down anymore, let me know. I'll see what I can do to help you out with that. I'm going to just duplicate this down here. Duplicate this down here, grab that into there. Go ahead and move this over to here. That up there, line this one up, and then this one should be lined up too. Okay. Let's go ahead and move this in. Yeah, let's go ahead and just drag that one down then. This to here. I got that working. Straighten this one out. That's good. Actually, this needs to line up with that. Reline these all up. This. I know C++, but the system's written in Blueprint, so that's why I'm not using C++. All right, let's see what we got here. Everything's looking good on there. All right, so now we got to test each route. All right, what's each of the routes that we have to test? First, let me see where all the gets are. So this one's properly getting the current ring index right here. This is the ring index. We're finding out what the length from the selected array is. Are there cards attacking? No, then don't bother. That's what that's saying. And is team attack? Is it a team attack? I can type English. Is it a team attack? No. If it's not a team attack, we know that this one works. This branch works. This whole thing right here. If we did a single card. This being all the way over here, these should be movable over to this area. Let's undo this part, and we should be able to slide this all the way over here. fine. We're doing it anyways. There we go. That should fit there. I'm gonna shift everything down though. Shift everything down. Give it some room there. There we go. Connect this skitter to here. What's this? This is the attacking card. Let's do this real quick, just a second. Delete that. Oh. This is why that wasn't working, because I was saying the wrong card. See, this is why we check stuff. Which means I can delete those two off the board. That's good. This is why we retrace our steps here. So that can be here. It's going down here. And then that's fine. Let's go ahead and put that there. This is all the same route, so I could just put that there. So I'm not going through the placement owner. Do that. And then that should... this. Okay. That works. Yeah, the attack order come all the way down to here. And theoretically, I don't even need this here. I could put this like right here and then have this come down. No, but this is where I need it, right here. Can't bring these over anymore, so I can just bring these over. Maybe do this. Clean this up. Getting here's fine. Yeah, let's do the get there. I like having all the cards here. Let's just move this further forward. There we go. That's fine. Put halfway. Line that.
With everybody saying,
Flare with
yeah.
yeah. Okay, move this here. This here. Yay, we're getting there, guys. Okay, so the attacking card attacks the player. And then we get the... Actually, if I put this here, it'll just be a little cleaner. Let me put it over here. Use that instead, and then just have that go up there. And then I can... Oop, grab the wrong one. pre-build decks data table at all. That's in a different section. That's basically that data table has to have the name of the deck that you want up. So yes, I use it. Give me 1 second. I'll show you why you need it. I'll take a break from this part. So I don't know where it's located in. The dots. Oh, these little circles right here in the middle of the lines. Sorry, I'm just trying to check or update these to. That's what happens when, like, it never saves the client window. Okay, that's fine. Something like that. Alright, so see how if I go to deck builder, I have these 3 decks right here. This like panic deck, the starter Y deck, and the starter B deck. So if I go back, you say card game, card sets. Okay. So what I did with my project is I have the CCG toolkit. You can't see. Let me hide my camera real quick. So I have the CCG toolkit installed here, and then anything that I'm adding to it, I'm not replacing, but I'm adding to, like my own stuff, I put into a separate project name folder in here, which at the time I named it Clash. Now I have a better name. I have a name that I want to launch with it, but I might have to get trademarks for it. So in Clash, I basically have all my custom stuff that I made. So card sets and like special enums that I've added, I put inside here, and mimicking the same folder structure, so I don't get confused. So you said card game. So card game, card sets, and then in card sets, you have debug set. Oh no, you have basic set. Is that what it was? Basic set. I'm not seeing the oh no, the developer folder. Okay, yeah. So this pre-built decks, you can see right here. My row name, my deck name is Starter Y, Starter B, and Panic. So I have the row name as Yellow, Blue, and Panic. I don't think it matters what the row name is. I think it uses that to find it. But if we go over to, these are the 3 decks. So these are, you can see when you go into the deck, you see you have to predefine the decks in here by the card name, the card's name. Notice it doesn't ask for what set the card is in. It just gives you the card name. So you have to make sure each of your sets have the same name, have unique names between all your sets. So it asks for you, like, okay, how many are in this deck of this card? There's 1. The C16, there's 2 of them. And you fill that out until you've made the deck, what you need. And then the starter Y is what comes up, because this is my yellow deck. I said starter yellow. So that's why when I go over to play the game, it comes up here with, like, in the deck builder as a load deck. Up here. And likewise, on a fresh save, basically, these would be loaded in, basically. So I would probably like just have starter decks in there, and then players can create their own decks. But if they delete the save file, then they lose all their custom decks. But when you go to create a game or join a game, you are able to select those decks as well. Does that make sense? Or are you asking where in the coder they pull? So if I do, let me see if I can pre-build decks data table. If I do a find references. Okay, it's used in the deck builder. This is not the. It's using the deck builder in here somewhere. I do pre-build deck. This is the function that's using it in. Generate pre-built developer decks. So it says create the game saves. This is basically like, hey, is there a game save already existing? I'm sorry, I just ran over my dog. I'm sorry, boy. I didn't know you were back there. In the code, when it's reading it into the deck builder, it's checking first to see if there's a save file of games. If there's decks that have been created. In the card game save list, if it's a valid save file. And then if it's a valid save file, then it basically goes and gets all the decks that have been pre-populated. And then it goes and does its thing here, where it's going through each one to look through each of the decks to prepare the decks. Because, for example, if I go ahead and play this again, everything you put into that folder is the decks that you want to have preloaded when the player boots up the game for the first time, basically. It's these three things right here. In my case, starter Y, starter B. What you would, is your issue that you want to show a? What's the issue you're trying to resolve? And basically, let me try restating it for me, and I can better be more clear about how to probably resolve it. Is it just, are you asking, do I have to do anything with that? You don't have to do anything with that. But it's probably advised to do so. It has nothing to, the deck builder has nothing to do, that data table has nothing to do with new cards. That data table has everything to do with new, like, pre-built decks for the users. So like if you want to have a starter deck to let people like already have a deck that can just go ahead and play without having to make their own decks, that's what that is. That's assuming you have the cards already there. Because in order to make those decks, it has to know that those cards exist. Because if you go to the pre-built deck table, you can see if you go into each of these, they're decks. They're deck thing, and you would have to go in and know the names of each card that you want in these pre-built decks. So you don't need these to show the cards. It's just a default on first boot, like default decks. The player can use a preset of decks. There you go. And so, the main thing that you need, the thing that's going to take you time is getting the 2D graphics here and the 3D graphics. So they're two different things. Once you get to the point where you can see your cards here, like showing up properly, then you would probably want to get into the 2D development side of the images, which is used in multiple locations. You can do a quick way to find out that if you go to the deck builder widget, this thing, and you can see that you have this card name, it's called library card. And then you can see that there's subparts here, but it doesn't mean anything. So like, I don't know if you can go from here, but if I double click this, let's see here. So if I right click the library card here, if I right click the library card here, you can't see it, but it says edit widget blueprint. And if you edit widget blueprint here, you can update this. And this is the widget for the data table doesn't update how to display the data. The data table just has the information necessary to populate the data. I don't know what this view card. Oh yeah, so then view card default here. Edit widget blueprint. Here we go. This view card default is the main 2D images. Yeah. So it's going to pull, like you can see here in the graph right here, for this view card default field. It's saying like, hey, you know, go ahead and you can see here it has the set card data. In set card data, it's reading all the data from that struct from the data table that you put in, that it read through that for each loop with that big giant like Boolean set stuff. It pulls in the card struct data and says like, okay, how do you want me to handle this stuff? So this stuff here is all the UI for the controller, for the card. Whenever the cards are previewed, this is the big one. The view card default is the big one that gets shown everywhere. Modifying it in here will modify it everywhere else. Everything else that calls like a variant of it. But you can see here, like I have the battle points here was a brand new thing that I made. So battle points, you can see I'm passing the integer from the data table. The data table that was stored, the data information that was stored onto the card object when we went through that giant set for each stuff to read the information. So it's pulling that information and says, hey, are we in a preview currently? And if we're previewing it, then go ahead and display the attack value of the card. Otherwise, display the battle points of the card. Really, I should just put the looking at this, I should just do this because I don't really need to know that preview data. Either way. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is if preview. Yeah, okay. And then so set text here. This is the text object in the layout. BP text. My battle points right here. And I'm just saying set the text value that you read in here. So instead of pound, it shows us as 300, like that. So this is the part you want to come into once you've noticed that your cards are showing up in the deck library. Creating a new card might be a little too difficult for me right now. Okay. When you say creating a new card, I guess the important thing is getting your card to display there's a few things. You can create a new card as is easier from the deleted the wrong data I didn't want to open from the deck builder here. Right. So you want to get a card. It won't look like the card you want, but it will have all the information that you used if you used existing information. So, you know, let me switch over to the other one, the CCG toolkit right here. I'm switching over in a second. Give me a second. Properties. CCG toolkit. So for the CCG toolkit, right, it has a data table set called basic set data, which exists here, right? And you can see here there's a new card here, labeled multiple abilities here. I don't know if this is in. Let's see what the last thing shown is. We go to deck builder, and you can see that if we go to the basic set, which is what this data table is, we go to the last page. It's you may not be able to see it, but it looks like Wildfire is the last page. So Wildfire is the last card in this set, and we can go up here to see Wildfire here. So what I like to do is I just say, you know, Control D to add a new line, and we'll say name this one, you know, Ponton, my FSD, right? And it's going to be a class of warrior. It's a hero. Ignore the weird spellings on. Oh wait, hold up, it's not showing it. I'm sorry. CCG. Oh yeah, okay, I see what's going on. My apologies. I have to like add it into here. There we go. So just to show you what I did, you have the. Let me change this. There's supposed to be something in here. Oh, it's this little dot dot dot. This dot 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 will let me play. Where is it? Simulate. Standalone game. Yeah, number of players here. 2. And then standalone game. And I didn't want standalone game, but I do have to check that for something else. Let me show my monitor instead of the Unreal editor. So let me set this back to, that way you can see me hitting buttons. Let me see if I have my monitor in here. Monitor 1, properties. That's the wrong monitor. Okay. Alright, so here's my Clash stuff here. Alright. This is the original CCG toolkit as you install it from the UE. Granted, I am using 5.3, not 5. I know you're using 5.2. It shouldn't be much of an issue difference from my experience. I upgraded from 5.2 to 5.3. Didn't have any issues really. You just have some system bugs. But so you have a basic set data cable that's already inherited, right? So let's say I have one here. I saw that if we go ahead and let's say we beta test it, hit play. You can see this. I'm opening up the wrong thing here. Sorry, it's not just that. You want to come down here. You want to set this to 2 players so you can get client and host join each other. And you would want new editor window, which is debug stuff. And you can see here, here's the server and here's the client over here. So in Deck Builder, we go to basic set here. And you can see on page 4, the last card to show up is Wildfire here. So we go ahead and close that out. We go to the basic set data table. And I find Wildfire here, right? I'm just going to duplicate it by hitting Control D as in dog. And it makes it here. And let's go ahead and set the name to Ponton. FSD. We're going to set him to a warrior type. He's going to be a hero. His rarity is going to be legendary. He's a special card. And then you can see here, here's all the images you need to like show him in 2D. So the frame is going to, they're having you use this frame here. This card design 2. So you can also just click this button and then look through all your textures to set whatever you want the frame to be as. It could be anything. Character 3 here. Let's not do character 3. Let's do yeah, so I was fooling around with some cards in here. Yeah, so let's do character 3. Let's just change it to character 1 here. This is the back of the card. So you have a texture that's the card backing. I believe the default pixel resolution for these is 750 by 1000. Or at least that was mine. That was my setting. I don't know what the default setting are for these. These are 512 by 1024, so they're a rectangle double-sized. And you can just double-click them to open them up. You can see them right here. It's going to stretch and squash and stretch whatever it is that you have. You can also see Yeah, if I go back, yeah. So now if I save it as it is, let me change the character 3 material instance to match my character 1 material instance. Over here. And then say, because like these first 3 are basically the 2D view, 2D render, and these last 3 are the 3D render, or used for the 3D rendering. But let's go back. You have it this wildfire. It's the road name is wildfire here. It doesn't really matter what I name it. I can rename it here and just say like Ponton. It doesn't even have to be the same name. Right here. And now if I save that, and let's go ahead and run the game. You go to deck builder, basic set. 1, 2, we can see that there's 5 pages now. And you can see here's the card I made. Oh, that's wildfire. Are these in some sort of... Oh, these they put it in alphabetical order. That's why. But you can see the card right here. The 3D render is important once you get into game. When you drag the card out of your hand and to place it on the table, that's when you have the 3D render. So you can see basically like he has, yeah, it's a Proton FSD. He's a hero card. You can click it just like I had set it up. So he has all these default values, like everything's hooked up through default. Like you have the type, the name, you know, if you have any abilities here. Apparently he has an ability, he has a clone ability, what his current health value is and life expectancy, what his current attack damage is. He's a warrior. He needs to do like 35. You can increase the description to have the text on the card. Placement settings here. This says like when you're this basically is the settings for the placement objects on the field. Like in my game it was that 1, 2, and 3. So when you have owner means that's only a placement that's owned by either the player or the opponent, and that's designated by a 1 or a 2. If it's self, it will be a 1 if they're player 1, and if they're the network player, they'd be player 2. So anything that's marked as a 2 is there. If the placement's marked as 0, it means either player can place the card. So this is saying that you can only place this card in cards in placements that are marked as the opponent's place card. How much mana it costs. If you want a particle effect to play when it enters the game, you could do that. Deck settings here. This is where you say like, is it unlocked by default? Do you want to add it to the player deck? I'm not sure what add to player deck means right now off the top of my head, but add to player deck, max number that you can have in a deck, 3, 7, 15. That will show up on the number here, like where it says max 3 in deck, and then here it says you have 3 in your inventory. You've collected 3 of them. You know, so when you go to make a deck, you go create a deck right here. Like when you create a deck, you know you can add as many as you want for these. And then likewise, last thing is, here's an important thing for the 2D part of the backings and card information. Let me look here real quick. I'm trying to find it. A quick tip for you is you want in my experience, it created issues because of my aliasing of the 2D. Let's see where it's located at, because I forget what it's called. Filter. When you get to the filter spot, you want to set this texture filter to nearest, because then it will, like, otherwise you're going to get, like, when you expand it too big or too small, you're going to get like a halo effect on it because it's trying to like alias it. So I set all mine to do nearest. Nearest means basically keep it as pixel perfect as possible. And so from there, if I go ahead and switch back over to my game, when you want to like make your own object, make your car look the way you want, it's basically going to be that when you get to your card stuff, Clash, card game, card sets. So like I have these character B here, like see the blue I have right down here. It helped me out from the start, and there is some information in there which like tells you like, okay, use the card game state for like any logic checks, and so that way the card game state, the server, does all the logic of the game, so you don't have anyone cheating from the client side. That type of stuff. I'm not looking forward to going into the computer AI because the game is so different and unique. It's not a Hearthstone mimicker. So, but you can see here I have like my frames in here, which actually, since I'm in here, I wanted to do this real quick. S blue 1, frame blue S1. Yeah. Wanted to save this. So you can see here I have my throw in here. If you go to visual, you have my frame texture, my image texture that sits behind the frame, and my back texture. I don't even have the materials in here for this 3D one. I should. I think this is because I actually set up I altered the default 3D effect to handle everything. So like so all my files they all have the 2D in there, and I can show you that too. But let me see here. So like for example, if I go to the data table I just made and say this, let me change this frame blue to blue S here, right? And we go to save. We'll go to run the game. Where is it? I need any blueprint to run it. Okay, blueprint, run it. We go to, let's go ahead and explode this one up, and we go to the blue. You can see I changed the frame. And it looks like I'm off. I'm off by something on the black. The black bars are a little off there. Which is fine. So like, let's use that as an example, right? So you can see that the black is it should be further up high. So let's go ahead and escape that, and let me go modify that real quick. Not this one, but notice how this is looking right now, right? So let's go to the viewer here, and temporarily, for the sake of argument here, I got the card frame here. I should be able to get like a default brush. Yeah, so you have frame blue here. Let's do S1. Let's make sure it's not a default with the duplicate. Yeah, it's just an issue with this. So you can see we're seeing the same effect here. So on the 2D side, I go to the card frame as this, but I want to go to the black opacity that I have here, which would be up here. So let's go ahead and just expand this one up to here. Save that. And let me just because I want to, let me go back to my card frame and set it back to the frame. This is just like a preview image. Whatever you show or hide here will be changeable from the other view. So compile, I'm going to save it, going to run it, and now when we go look at the deck builder, we look at that first card. Now you can see it's been updated. So updating that one will update all its instances of it. The view card default, I think is what it's called. So like now all of them have been updated. Because this is a different version of it. This is a view card layout, and then when you click it, this is the view card default. So you can sort of see that I have this stuff in here. And it doesn't cause an issue here, so something must have happened with that to lower it too far. But if we go and because I have my 3D version set up to read off of this data entirely, give me the 2D image, right? I made a custom file, so let's go ahead and just create a quick game here. And you can use the editor here to do quick stuff here. So you can card tools, select card set blue, select card to add S1. It's one we modified, and we can just add card. So we can see the card in here. Let's create AI opponent. My AI doesn't know what to do, and its deck is null. But just to show you, I have it set up so it automatically reads the data of the card when it does the 3D. So but I had to basically do double time on it. So when you're doing this effect, this is where the 3D effect comes into play. So like the 3D effect itself, I forget where I put this. Materials, card frame instance here, and it just made it easier if I did a straight plane to modify stuff. So I have a 3D viewer in here. You can go into the layer. Where's the hierarchy? This is the instance. Okay, so I have to go to the parent. If you go to the parent here, yeah. So what I'm doing here is you see you have the card attach here, the card art here, and the card shadow and the card frame. I'm doing a trick which basically does like a layering effect, like you're photoshopping, like you're doing Photoshop. So this opacity mask is what it doesn't really matter what I just use my clear art files. Is it the same exact thing? Whereas the frames would be weird. It will cut out the picture of the frame. So I just said go ahead and do this and whatever the alpha is of this. So make this the same. Apply this. This is for the default. And then I believe I'm using this somewhere else where I'm modifying specifically these material properties. I'm calling these material properties and putting the struct data's 2D images in these places. So that way I only ever need one material. The only different materials I would use would be if I make a material that's like a holographic effect or something like that. You know, but for sakes of getting this game like to bare minimum state, that's where I'm at right now with this. So then I can right click this and then say reference viewer. You can't see the reference viewer, but I'm just trying to look at it. Okay, it's probably not that. It's probably the material instance. View reference of that. Right, that makes sense. So if you go to the blueprints here and then gameplay, you'll see a 3D card. This is the ability, this is the 3D card view. Okay, yeah, I'll show you this real quick. Then if you go to the viewport, you'll see this is the 3D card view where you can state what this is, and you go to the event graph. This will have all the information for like moving a card, attacking a card, placing a card, etc. When you want to like place it on the field, you can see here it's like getting the card game instance. It's saying the collision. You're getting the card game state and the game state reference in the system. I don't know which one it is that shows that file. You can go right here and say like ring state text. Not ring state. Let's do name text. Find class and content browser. Find references. So in this method here I have, which is a very, very long method over here. This one basically like goes through the card data, and you can see it's find the card art and the material, and then apply whatever the image I used here for that card art. So that's how I made it so that way I didn't have to really like mess around with the material editor and stuff. So that's how I made it all so the 3D will show up differently. So then once I got that up, I got a bare minimum 3D effect. I'll probably have to come back into this to do a... I just had to play it. I just played the game. I would play the game, go to create games. I modified the menu, by the way, but I would just go to like play game, any game. And then I have it default. I would select my modified map, my created map. And when I just go to the AI right now, just to test it out. Because if I selected the right deck, it would have all the sets in there. I can see the 2D version in here. You know, and then I could click and drag just to see them in 3D. Even if I'm not able to place them yet, I can at least like click and drag to see them in 3D. In fact, I can tell that my aspect ratio is off on the 3D card size, because you can see how my circle is showing up like scrunched in. So I have to adjust the cards, but overall we're there. And basically that's all. It's basically me checking. I made this deck thing, by the way, this your current deck, I made this myself. So when you draw a hand to your card, you can see how this thing down here is getting lower and lower. So when you run out of cards, you can see it gets the deck disappears. I made that based off of the graveyard system myself. And it's all just basically trial and error. Basically like, hey, what happens if I change this value? Okay, what do I need to do to get this value? Let me focus on trying to get the back image to show up. Stuff like that. It's all just trial and error, stuff like that. And now that I'm thinking about it, there was one other area that I think you needed to set. There was. I think it's for the in-game stuff. If I find that function, I'll show it to you. I'll screenshot it for you. Because it's one that it gets very messy because of the card stuff. Or it's either card types or something like that. There's another function somewhere that like it's checking the card set data, and you have to have the card set in there. But I forget if it was a 2D related thing or a 3D related thing. Maybe it had to do with placing the cards, like allowing the cards to be placed. If I find that function again, I'll send you screenshots on the Discord. Because I know that's somewhere. I don't remember now. I think I may have saved up a note of it though, because I didn't want to lose it. Deck builder, collect card library, filter cards of selected filters, local variables. Yes, this is the filter system I showed you. Array filters, function library, filter included cards, validate. This is that one where we had to actually go through and like show those deck functionality, get card data. Yeah, that's the card data to like populate the values of the cards when it's going to like 2D or 3D. Get all cards in active set. This might be it. It's per tab display on the deck viewer editor. Card manager, card position editor. This is it right here. Card manager, card position editor. I think this is it. Let me go ahead and look up the card manager real quick. I know you have to run. I'm sorry if you're still there. I'm holding you up. But yeah, go to card manager. Oh, yeah. This is for like seeing it in this layout. That's what this is. If you want, or not the layout, but the card tools, like drop down how you saw me add a card. That's what that is. So we go back over here, card position editor. So if I go. Is that it? Oh. Switch on card set. Let's see if there's a card set enum. This. Yeah, this is it. So this is right here, is it? I had to put it into its collapse graph, but you can see how this switch is basically like, hey, select the card that you want to add from into your hand directly as a debug test. So then this one, I basically just had to like get data table row names, do the same thing that I did in that other one, and just output it. You know, just add them to the selection option. So that way I could set which card I wanted to automatically add to the player's hand. Ugh. But it's 8 o'clock anyways. I've been streaming for way too long. What is this? 3 hours? Yeah, let's see if I can send you guys over to anyone. Probably my busted ass camera frame. No, it's not. Okay, cool. I think it's because I mark it as deactivated when I hide it. Let me go over to Twitch real quick. See if I have anyone. Oh, let's raid Master. Yeah, we're gonna raid Master. Dashboard. Give Master a raid. Where's my chat feature, you ugly person? Master is streaming Dead or Alive 3.1, a great game, one of my favorite games of all time. I hope you all enjoy it. You have a wonderful evening. Thanks a lot.